Dobra.
Dobar dan.
Evo 10 je sati pa možemo lagano početi. Poštovane dame i gospodo, ja sam Perica Rimac, dosta vas mene poznaje, ja poznajem vas, ali evo za one koji me ne poznaju, ja vas pozdravljam ispred tvrtke Belme 97 iz Zagreba, koja je suorganizator ovog webinara i želim vam svima da uživate u prezentaciji našeg partnera tvrtke Heliocentris Akademija iz Berlina. Ovaj webinar koji organiziramo je jedan u nizu ove godine koji organiziraju naši partneri ususred našoj konferenciji Drugi dani novih energija, jubilarna naša konferencija druga, koja će se održati od 21. do 23. veljače 2023. godine. Naravno, na tu vas konferenciju sve pozivamo i bilo bi nam drago da što više ljudi dođe na tu konferenciju. Na toj konferenciji zanimljiva predavanja eminentnih stručnjaka iz cijele regije, teme će biti iz područja novih energija. I po prvi puta ćemo organizirati sajam edukacijske didaktičke opreme gdje ćemo predstaviti najnovija dostignuća u edukacijskom sektoru trenutačno. Kao što sam rekao, pozivam vas ovim putem na konferenciju, a za one koji ne poznaju čime se bavi tvrtka Belmet, reći ću vam samo da se mi bavimo distribucijom visoko kvalitetnih mjernih instrumenata te didaktičko-edukacijske opreme koja je moj dio čim se ja bavim, tako da tu sam. Naše reference, šta smo opremili, koga smo opremili, možete vidjeti na našoj web stranici, a moramo se pohvaliti da smo opremili ili smo u fazi opremanja nekoliko regionalnih centara u Hrvatskoj, a vidimo i predstavnike nekih trenutačno na webinaru, tako da evo, drago nam je što su tu. Teme koje ćemo danas obraditi su znači obnovljivi izvori energije, to nam je nekakav fokus. A s obzirom da je Heliocentris najjači u području gorivih ćelija, tako da gorive ćelije, vodik, to će biti fokus nekakav danas i prilike to bi bilo to. Voditelji webinara su Nadija Tomas i Tomas Pol iz tvrtke Heliocentris Akademija, čije je područje djelovanja u najvećem opsegu obnovljivi izvori energije. Tako da evo, to je bila moja nekakva kratka prezentacija, kratko predstavljanje. Odmah da kažem, znači ja ću upisati svoj mail u chat. Za potvrde, certifikate, javite mi se na mail, pošaljite mi samo podatke, vaše ime, prezime, ustanova u kojoj radite i onda ćemo u roku nekoliko dana kad stignemo, tako da ćemo poslati svakome kome budu potrebne, poslat ćemo potvrde i certifikate. Evo, to bi za sada bilo to. Ms. Thomas, I made the introduction in Croatian, so please you can start the presentation.
Yes, okay, then hello everybody. My name is Nadia Thomas, as Perica said. We are based in Berlin, Heliocentris Academia. We exist since 28 years ago, and we were in the past the first company that thinking to develop system or kit for school, primary, secondary school, very basic, before focusing of the fuel cell. Means in the past, before 95, they are in the school, they only have the theory part, and we introduced the praxis experiment part with the small kits. We will go through pros, our portfolio, and every time when you can do it in chatting, you can ask me every time or ask Perica, he can also translate if necessary. I will try to speak slowly, and as I said, you can stop me every time. We will go shortly the men of our portfolio, and then I will do some example of different levels of study and research for our systems. I accept now somebody that are coming and join to us. I think we can start starting, and maybe I will, the guests that will come, we will admin them and follow, that they can follow our presentation. So, yeah, Heliocentris, we are working a long time with Belmet in Croatia, and of course the region of Croatia. Pirica is our main representative, means in the future, if you have any question, any need about our product, our company, you can directly contact him or contact us, and we will forward to him. We still work in the past very nice with the successfully project, and we hope that we will continue as well in the future. I will go to our main web page, our website. You see it? Yes, Pirica, you see the new page? Yeah. So this is Heliocentris of our portfolio. We will try to go through all the product, and I will explain you how we done this, what it's mean. Heliocentris focusing on renewable energy, but also with different hybrid or multi-hybrid systems. So in the past, we starting only, as I said, with basic. It's mean for primary and secondary school, and maybe training of vocational schools. And we start with very basic introduction of learning, understanding what is the renewable energy, how we can manage it, combining different technologies. The first one was the solar. We see here example, the model car, Dr. Fusel model car, Dr. Fusel Science Kit, and Dr. Fusel Professional. This third product are introduction, learning how it's work, solar panel, how we can consume the energy from the solar panel. In our case, we will run electrolyze with the solar panel, and what is the fuel cell, which different type of art of the fuel cell there are, how it's we can run a fuel cell, managing it, what it's need. In the beginning, we are work very manually without software supporting, because it is an introduction. We have to do step by step all different experiments. What we see here, the model car has reversible fuel cell, means electrolyze and fuel cell are in one part here. Better to understood what is the electrolyze, what is the fuel cell, how it's run, how we can optimize running them and optimize the production of energy. We will do some example Dr. Fuel Cell Science Kit. What we have? We have a solar panel. We have an electrolyze with, I think when I open it, we will better see. We have an electrolyze with two gases storage, O2 and hydrogen, oxygen and hydrogen. We have an fuel cell. We can have different fuel cell. We will see this later, and a measurement box. What we done? This solar panel, it's a real solar panel. Even it is a miniature, it's small, but it's real one. This means you will produce energy using the sun, maybe, or we can simulate the sun with a lamp, and then we produce energy, solar energy. This solar energy, we connected this panel to our electrolyze. We will run our electrolyze via the solar energy, means we don't need to use the public grid. This electrolyze, we give him distillated water. This electrolyze will split this distillated water or deionized water, and will give us two gases, oxygen and hydrogen. We see here two tubes. The bound tube of oxygen and hydrogen are connected to the fuel cell, means the fuel cell needs two gases, O2 and H2, the hydrogen and oxygen. And then this fuel cell will again produce energy. Means we use two different energies, solar energy and the energy from the fuel cell. And then we can run anything. This is a small one of manually experiments. And then we have some here, a box, measurement box, that we can voltage, power, and current of each different component. Means we can measure for the solar panel, for the electrolyze characteristic, and the fuel cell. With the Dr. Fuel Cell Science Kit, we have additionally different in case to do some experiments and to see and to understand the different fuel cells there are on the market or the industry are working on. We have also additionally to this hydrogen, because we give hydrogen and O2 to the fuel cell, we have a methanol fuel cell. This is another way that there are experiments that we do, and then we can compare hydrogen fuel cell and methanol fuel cell with the efficiency of both. We can see the difference of characteristic and of the efficiency of producing energy. With this, and we have this table we see here with different membrane of different mu. This means the user could build his own fuel cell using different membranes and do some experiment to compare this different membranes characteristic to the integrated steel mounted fuel cell. This is an example of experiment. For this Dr. Fuel Cell Science Kit, we deliver 4 boxes in German or in English. These boxes have or contain cover all experiments for each technology. This means they explain how it's work, the fuel cell, how it's work, electrolyze. They are for chemistry, for physics, as well as knowledge generally about development of the fuel cell and the electrolyze. It was right or prepared from different professors worldwide. It is a very very necessary, I will say, knowledge for the basic introduction of this technology. The experiments are in 2 versions, with solution, with the teacher, without the solution, with the student. Means all our equipment has pre-configured, prepared experiments that the teacher has only to split to share to the student, and then they can start the work. This one I will show you this. This one is the same as this Dr. Fuel Cell Professional. What we do, they are the same component, but here they are bigger. It is on front of the classes, supported of a frame. What we, I will show you with measurement. This one, it is with measurement. So the Dr. Fuel Cell Professional showed us exactly what I said for the Dr. Science Kit. Both are combined as classroom bundle. Means sometimes schools or universities use both. Of desk, Dr. Fuel Cell Science Kit that we saw before, it is of desk for each 1 or 2 students are working on. And this one, Dr. Fuel Cell Professional, is on front of the classes and have the same experiments as Dr. Fuel Cell Science Kit. But now here, because it's bigger, we have other power, we have different characteristics, and we see better what happened or what we want to study. Same cases, we have solar panel, but we can change the orientation. We can do some experiment, maybe separate or extend the distance about the lamp to see what happened when the lights are very small or slow. We can do shadow, cover a part of this solar panel, see what happened when they are shadow, what will be the efficiency of the solar panel. Of course, as I said, we have experiments for the solar panel, experiment for the electrolyze, understanding how it's works, the electrolyze, and then we have a double fuel cell. And all these components, as I said before, for Dr. Science Kit, we can do some measurement We have here, it's very small, maybe you will not see it. We have a fan and a small lamp. It is the consumption. We see what that we use the energy that was produced or we produce it from the fuel cell. From this one, it is also manually experiment without supported software because it's beginning basic introduction of this technologies. We see, as I said before, here exactly two tubes. They are here. They go from the electrolyze to the fuel cell. This is the two gases, O2 and H2, hydrogen, oxygen, that the fuel cell, that the electrolyze have produced. Same case, sorry, I have to admit somebody. So, some case, we have to give to the electrolyze distillator or the deionized water. This means it has to be very good quality of distillated water, and the electrolyze split this water on molecule. This means and give us two gases, oxygen and hydrogen, that we give to the fuel cell, and the fuel cell give us again energy. Means we have solar energy and we have energy from the fuel cell. It is very important. From now we will speak about another case. Now it is very important to understand what we see here. We see two tubes we gave because the fuel cell need obligatory both gases, the O2 and the H2. We will change and we will start with system for training centers, vocational school, universities with a higher level of first advanced level. We go example this one. We will go level, or we will start with the first level or advanced level and then go through and I will explain why we have these different levels of understanding. The fuel cell trainer. Now we change our concept. Before we said it's only basic introduction, only manual without supported software. From here we have a software for automatically and manual work. This means you can run the pre-configured experiment and said, okay, now via the software you give action or you start experiment, or you go step by step via the software, all the experiment manually. What we have this in the fuel cell trainer. We have a fuel cell of 50 watt. This is made in Germany here in Berlin, 50 watt. And we have a real bottle, storage bottle, MHS, metal hydride canister, that's H2 storage under pressure. This is 200 normal liter. We have the flow meter and we have the pressure reducer. We have, how I said, it's all these components are integrated in the system and will be delivered as you see it now. And additionally with a software and pre-configured experiment. From this one, because we go to the higher level of power, we have 50 watt, we will not storage oxygen, as we saw before in the basic Dr. Fuel Cell portfolio product, series product. We will not, why? It will be as in the real, we approach the industry, as the real situation of the industry means as we person, we don't save oxygen, we get the oxygen from the environment. The same case, it is the fuel cell. The fuel cell, we will give the fuel cell only the hydrogen that we have here saved in the metal hydride canister, and the fuel cell will get the oxygen that it's need for producing energy from the air, from the environment. It's very important. Never you will see in the industry of higher power that both gases, oxygen and hydrogen will be safe or storage in one place. Only hydrogen, and we use in the industry as example Toyota car or Hyundai cars or stations that you will find in Europe that every time use oxygen from the air. But how we can do some experiment, or what will help us to do some experiment to see different influences that could be influence the characteristic and the efficiency of the fuel cell, efficiency of the energy production. We have here a fan. Maybe you will not see it very good, but we have here a fan. For this fan, we can regulate the air, the oxygen that the fuel cell needs. The fuel cell needs oxygen and hydrogen. The oxygen, we will change the speed of getting the oxygen and see what happened when the speed of bringing oxygen is very, very high or slowly. What will be changed in the characteristic of the fuel cell? What will be the efficiency of the fuel cell by changing the speed of oxygen? Or we can change the temperature. Maybe we have a labor climatization or without climatization. How we change the characteristic of the fuel cell by changing not only the speed of the air, but the temperature of the air that we bring to the fuel cell. And all this experiment, it are existing and pre-configured before. And then we have electronic load, we have a battery, and we have here as example of consumption. We have a traffic light here. It could be you can maybe start to use your mobile or anything, and then we see what we will do. We will the energy that produces the fuel cell. We will use it. Example here for the traffic light to see how many energy we produce it, and depending to the different influences, temperature, air, the flow of hydrogen, etc. There are more experiments, more than 15 experiments, and this experiment are also doing the same as you do experiment in the car. This means we have also as experiment how the norm, the European travel cycle norm example is also integrated here. We have different display that you can give you the situation, or you can give you the characteristic, or you can collect the characteristic of the fuel cell, some measurement, example current, temperature, and power and tension. All this experiment that you can extract them for the software in an Excel table for later work or for later comparison example. We said we need hydrogen because this bottle we have to fill it. For using this MHS or filling it, we need hydrogen. From where we will get hydrogen? We will get the hydrogen from maybe an electrolyze, or in case as you have or you still get a 200 bar cylinder, you can fill it from 200 bar cylinder. This means this hydrogen they have an autonomy, allow you to go through all the experiments that are covering the system, and then maybe you organize in the night or day before or in the morning, and you can fill this. The electrolyze for this one, it's a small electrolyze. We will see some example. 30 normal liter is enough. You can get it from us as well. This means from the fuel cell trainer. Additionally, the electrolyze you can both get from us. Or you said you have a 200 bar cylinder, then you will need, because we have 16 bar for our MHS, you will need a pressure reducer that you also could get from us. From the 200 bar cylinder, you will use the pressure reducer 200 to 16 bar, and then you can fill this bottle. This is only an example how you can refill after using the MHS bottle. The MHS bottle here, it will deliver it with the system.
Nadia, I don't hear you now.
Now?
Now it's okay.
It's okay? Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so this is an electrolyze. We have different sizes, 30 normal liter, 72, 198. It's depending for where MHS or for where, which system you want to use it. The electrolyze, as we said before, is need distillated or deionized water, very, very high level of purity, it's better. And then it has also, it's supported of the software. The display show you what happened in the system. You can see some parameters, for the example, the flow of the hydrogen that it produced. The electrolyze will produce hydrogen. This hydrogen, we can, from this electrolyze, connected it, example, connected it to the MHS buttons. We told you can have it in the near and it could be direct connected. There are also the possibility to use the electrolyze to do some experiments comparing the electrolyze, supplying it directly to the, I have to give free somebody, to give it directly to the fuel cell or to supplying from the MHS. This means the fuel cell here, you can supply the hydrogen from the MHS bottle, from an electrolyze, or from the 200 bar cylinder to do different experiment to see what happened by different flow. Example, we have the flow meter here, then you can see what happened by different flows directly from electrolyze, from saving, from the MHS, or directly using a display a cylinder. I will show you, we have some, I think, this is the software I said, but this is only an example, very simple. I said we can do manually. Manually, this means you will go exactly and do step-by-step any all the way of the experiment, or you can go directly and then say, I want to do this experiment, fix it, pre-configure it from us, and it's run itself. Same as what I said, it will, all experiments, you can extract them or the result in the Excel table. If you will see now, Dowland, it is this what I know, I will say you, it will concern all our systems. Here in all our systems or different products, you can find the brochure or sometimes abstract of experiment. If you want to have all the whole experiment and manual guide example, only you register it. If you register it without any, you don't, any, how I said, you will not receive any newsletter or anything if you do registration, but only you do registration, and then this folder will open and you will get the complete experiments guide and the complete manual of instruction. This is an example. And in YouTube or on our website, you will see there are a different experiment doing videos of experiment that you can go through. This is, as it showed, example for the fuel cell trainer, 50 watt fuel cell and 200 normal liter MHS bottles. And then there are some manually and automatically, as I said, experiments that you can do. Now we will advance, or we will go to the very high advanced level. Now we speak about a real industrial component. Means we said the student will have one foot in the lab and the second think the industry. What we have here, I will open you will see. We have 1.2 kilowatt fuel cell, means we are a very high power of fuel cell. 1.2 kilowatt fuel cell, it is PM fuel cell. It's produced in our house. We have 3 bottles MHS, 3 bottles metal hydride storage canisters of 800 normal liter. This means 3 bottles are 800. We have energy management. We have converter in a battery, a DC-DC converter, very important. I will speak about this later. And integrated display as well as an all-in-one computer will be delivered. This system is working as UPS, uninterrupted power supply. The UPS, it is the same what we use in the hospital, in the military case, in the telecommunication, as backup. If example in some countries that the grid are very unstable or the grid are break sometimes. Example in the summer when all are using in Egypt or in Africa, or if also in Europe as in hospital need aggregate or need in backup of energy in case of now in the situation that we are now. And we have to think about what happened if the current are breaking, if the grid, public grid are stopped or break, then this is an autonomous system. This means today it's run without using public grid. And the second, it's run of own energy that was produced from it. This means in the end, all the system is running with own produced energy. Why we said UPS? What we have in this system? In this system, we have battery, DC-DC converter that are communicate directly with our Nexa, with our fuel cell 1.2 kilowatts. And what happened? We have a different experiment that show us exactly what happened in the system. Means I will show you some example. This is our software, and this software is open, means with APA. Open software means you can use own system, our own example MATLAB or OpenTR, and then you can combine them to this our system. It is based on LabVIEW. What we see, and the software show us exactly what happened in the system, which components are running now, which components are connected, and which components are now need to have to be connected or to be run. Example, we have here the fuel cell. The fuel cell 1.2 kilowatt. What happened with the fuel cell? The fuel cell will produce 3 points. 1, hydrogen. The second, heat. And the third, a few of water molecule. So here we see exactly how many heat we sell, how many heat has produced this fuel cell of 1.2 kilowatt. Here we see an example, more than 49% is heat, 48% is current, and then 2% are molecule of water. It's very important to know that the fuel cell gives us heat and gives us energy, current. This energy, this is what we are working and do experiment. This energy, we can consume it directly. We see here electronic load. We can storage it in the battery, and we can do both in one time. And some experiment also automatically that we can here go or running directly will give us this possibility to work on autonomous. Now I will explain why, how it will work. This is I think we have another one. I can explain it very good. Or this one I will. So what we see in the battery, we say, example, we will do an experiment and we say when the battery will reach the level of discharge automatically, without saving any time, the fuel cell will start the work. This means it have every times we will every times have energy. The fuel cell will every times receive the information. Now we need energy because the battery is in discharge or was discharged. This is the autonomous that we have. This means we can say, example, an experiment. If the battery will reach 20 volt or 19 volt, then the fuel cell have to start the work in case that the battery never will have the level of completely discharging. Therefore, we will have this running automatically. What we have to do, we can have different cases how we will have this autonomy. Why we combine solar with the fuel cell? This is what I will now explain. I said the software will show us exactly what happened in the system. Means we see here the 3 bottles, we see the fuel cell, and all the characteristics with different characteristic. And what happened with different color, we will see if, example, the fuel cell are connected and are receiving the hydrogen from the bottles. We can use 1 bottle, 2 or 3 or all. This bottle that are here, this MHS canisters, it isn't necessary to get out from the rack. We have a quick coupling. We can couple it directly from an electrolyzer or directly from 200 bar cylinder and fill them without putting them out of the system. It's very, very safe. And then with this hydrogen, we will give to the fuel cell. I said the fuel cell needs oxygen. In this case, because it is a real situation, it isn't only simulation, the oxygen we have here, the fan, the oxygen will bring from the air. As I said, for the fuel cell trainer, in the high power of the fuel cell, we never storage hydrogen and oxygen. We use the oxygen running or bringing from the environment, from the air. Very important. A second case of, I will, the second case when I sell every time for the fuel cell trainer and for the HEL hybrid energy lab, for the OPS one, we will need hydrogen for refilling the 1 bottle of the fuel cell trainer or the 3 bottles of the hybrid energy lab system. We use the electrolyzer. Now we will have the possibility to use the solar panel, the real solar panel, additionally to the electrolyzer. Means we will have, as we saw the Dr. Fuel Cell Science Kit Professionnel, solar from running the electrolyzer. Electrolyzer will give hydrogen to the fuel cell. This is what we will do now. I will show you this picture. You see, we have the solar hydrogen extension.
Nadia, I'm mute because somebody is talking. Can you please turn on your microphone?
It's running now. Okay. Okay. Then what we see the solar hydrogen extension here. We have an electrolyzer, different sizes exist. This electrolyzer, we can run it from the grid, normally current from the grid or the public grid, or via the solar energy. As I said, it is the real, I will show you after. We have here some, but you know, it is what you see on the roof in different streets. We have battery in here, converter, inverter, etc. What we do? We produce, this is outdoor, it isn't simulation. They are real solar panels. We, for 500 or 4 or 500 watt, maybe 2 panels that are we can see here, they are mounted on substructure of wheels. This substructure could give us the possibility to change the inclination and the orientation. Means we have experiments for the solar saying what happened when it is direct light from the sun, when it is indirect, when they are shadow, when we have 30% inclination or 60 or 90 example. We do different inclination and we can do different orientation, direct light, indirect light, or different orientation with shadow in the midday, in the morning, different times in the day. Then we have experiment and say how it is with changing different situation is the efficiency of the solar energy. This energy from the solar, we save it in battery. This means when in the day when there are sunlight, we will produce solar energy. This energy we save in the battery. And when we need it, and depending on the time, if there are sun or not, because we save this energy, we will use it for running the electrolyzer. The electrolyzer, as I said, could be running itself with the grid or with the solar panel. And this electrolyzer could be directly connected to the fuel cell trainer for what we saw before, for refilling the NHS bottle of 200 normal liter, or to be connected to the hybrid energy lab system. There are here 3 bottles to fill in one time the 3 bottles using without putting it out. At the same here, without put it out, we use a quick coupling and then we can refill. Means we have one system that could be connect to both other system, fuel cell trainer and hybrid energy lab. Or you can run it yourself without the electrolyzer and studying only the part of solar. It is also possible to get it as basic without electrolyzer, or with electrolyzer if you get FCT and the HEL. It's fine now? Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Same as other cases we have in YouTube or in work page, different videos that you can go through to understand how it's work. Future, as I said, if you have any questions, every time get back to us. Here you can download any brochures or abstract, or you can see next. I will show you here example how it's work out, how it's show. This is the software with the solar hydrogen extension, and then you can do some experiment without the electrolyze or with the extended of the electrolyze. This means it could be solar trainer only for the solar, or solar hydrogen extension with an electrolyze extension. We spoke about the HEL, Hybrid Energy Lab System. I said it with 1.2 kilowatt fuel cell, 3 bottles, converter, inverter, etc. There are possibility to get these components, real industrial components, separately in case that you want to build or to develop your own system. This means you can get from us, I will show you with the brochure, get from us a fuel cell, the Nexa. It is a finished fuel cell, means all are integrated. You have a fan, you have different sensors of temperature, of leak, of current, of oxygen, of hydrogen, and then you can receive also the DC-DC converter. It is important that I have to say If you want to have this one as sample or as individual component for running it in your system, it is important that you add the DC-DC converter from us. Why? Because our DC-DC converter via the software are connected to the fuel cell. This means you have really the communication between fuel cell and the DC-DC converter. When you use a DC converter from that you have or you will get another time, you will miss this communication between fuel cell and DC-DC converter. They are also different additionally component that you can get in case to complete your system, maybe electronic load, inverter, flow meter, MHS bottles, electrolyzed. Okay, the software it's included. This is you can, and then there are different projects. Some university work on a small car, on boat. We will see some references after, etc. Means you have the possibility to get all these components additionally or separately. So the best way to be affine or to work in safety case or to work safety or to learn the hydrogen, what happened when we have a lake of hydrogen example, is to use H2 sensor or H2 detector. This one, we deliver it sometimes with some systems, and other times it has to be ordered separately. It is a personal H2 detector. This means you can have it on your clothes when you work or on a table when you work. And then you there are manual of explaining this, and then you can do some experiments and see what happened. It's fixed calibrate of some lake volumes, and then they are an alarm, and we say now the lake is very, very high. It's very good to do this experiment. This means to do a lake, small lake of hydrogen, and then to see how, because the hydrogen you cannot test it, smell it. It is a very, very transparent gases. So only with the detector you can detect that they are a lake. And this is a very good experiment, what we do with our partners, our customers, and we propose it to have it in the laboratory doing some experiment of lake, or a safety case to have it in case that really it will have a lake. Very important that our system will explain to you again.
Dobar tek vam želim ako
All our systems, as well as the hybrid energy lab system, have a button. You cannot see it. We have a button for safety. Our safety means when you do something wrong, very wrong, the system will understood and said, something's wrong, I will stop. And the system will stop itself in case that sometimes very wrong was work or done. Or they are also the button that you can then stop it. You say, okay, I don't know now what happened. I am not managing now the situation, but I stop it with safety button. Very, very important to know this.
Dalibore, dobar dan. Igor pri telefonu, Belme 97. Pozdrav. Pa mislim, sad već to malo predugo traje, a trebalo bi ne samo jedan. Rekao sam treba više komada, ali moram isprobati, a nikak da dođem do telefona. Dajte, molim vas, pošaljite mi poruku da ste poslali, da znam. Može?
Now I want to present you the new energy lab. Very small. This is a very complete system supported of a very detailed software based on LabVIEW and has APA. This means it is as the hybrid energy lab system. It is, I will give somebody, yes. It is a complete system with additionally a wind turbine. It is real, all components here are real industrial component. The new energy lab contains 300 watts of the wind turbine, 1.5 and could be extended to 2.5 kilowatt of solar, means 6 to 10 or 12 panels that could be installed in different cases, on the roof fixed or as the solar hydrogen extension of the substructure of wheels, or in a tracker that will go and run with the sun. There are different possibilities. And then we have, I will see, we have some experiments. They are for basic, they are high level, and for research experiments covering the experiment for the wind, experiment for the solar panel separately, and experiment for the fuel cell and electrolyte. What we have here, this is a real, a complete laboratory that allow you to study in detail, very, very detailed situations of real situations, not simulations of the solar technology, wind, combining both as hybrid or separately, and connecting this battery of this solar and wind energy connected to the electrolytes that are here integrated, as we saw in our other systems. The electrolytes will produce hydrogen. The hydrogen, we will give it to the metal hydride canister. There are 3 as for the HEL. And then all the system is as off on-grid system, means will be autonomous system, could be also work of own energy as the hybrid energy lab or with the grid. This complete system, it's running, explaining real situation in real times of how it could how we could increase the efficiency of each technology used: wind, solar, electrolyzer, and fuel cell. There are a lot of pre-configured experiments. It's very, very detailed. Is maybe we say for high-level advanced or for research. Same, we have in internet or in YouTube, you can go through in different languages some videos explaining what we can do of them. I can show you also some presentation that you will see all the detail what happened. This system can be work in peri mode and have a very nice integrated display. You can work via your PC that you will, all-in-one PC that you will receive from us, or directly from the display that are integrated. The display, I will show, we have photos. I said. I said we can work peri mode. This means one person could have to be on place because there are some manual buttons, but all others can work and run it peri mode without being on place, example. I said it is not open, it is with APA. This means open software, and could be running with other. There are some universities have their own system and combine the both system, running it using our software with APA, the open software. This new energy lab is the first or only this one that have to be installed from our team. This means all other system you can install it very easy yourself, or with the support of our team, or with the support of the staff, our partner, example Belmet on place. But this one, the indoor of this system are installed with our staff. They will come, 1 or 2 engineers come for 4 or 5 or 6 days. or 4, 5, 6 days. The first days is for installing, commissioning it, running it, and the last day they do training, completely training, going through all the experiments that are integrated, doing also training of maintenance and of the safety cases. Independent how many people will participate for the training. It is included there.
110,857.
We have some supplying example of supplying. I way up. I spoke about metal hydride storage canister. The metal hydride storage canister, it is what we need for the fuel cell trainer, example, the small one, or we need for the HEL, hybrid energy lab, or new energy lab, we will need this 800 normal liter. This, there are possibility to get them separately, individually, if you use example components, what I said, the Nexa integration system, this means you get from us components, the fuel cell, flow meter, or pressure reducer example, and you get them without system. It's also possible. How you can then refill them, same as we said, you can use the pressure reducer in CADE from us. In case you refill them from cylinder, 200 bar cylinder, or you can use any different size of electrolyze. We have example. They are different, this one, they are different sizes. We have 30 to 198, depending to your application, depending to the size of the fuel cell. We can then propose the adapted, the adequate electrolyze and the adequate bottle. Means when you said we have example our fuel cell Nexa 1.2, then we said better you have to integrate 1, 2, or 3 bottle of 900, and better because it's run very easy if you use an electrolyze with 72 normal liter or 189. This means every time when we know the application, we can better propose or better help you to find the best combination of component or of systems. It's fine? Yes? Okay. Now I will go through some other examples of product that we still have in, okay, all our products have the possibility to have a spare part. Normally we have a they have very long life. Sometimes we have OEM customers. This means they want to have individually component in case to build their own product. This possibility is giving from us. Now this is reality. This still exists in Croatia and still was installed 1 or 2 years ago, more than 1 year ago. It is the hybrid renewable energy trainer. This is different to the system that we saw before. Why? This is an indoor system. We saw the new energy lab with the wind and solar that we saw before. This is a bigger system, are real industrial component and are outdoor component. This hybrid renewable energy system is an indoor system, simulation of wind. This can be extended to the outdoor. We have here the solar panels, the lamp, and different component. It's cover the solar, wind, and the fuel cell. This product is modular. What does mean modular? Means you can get only one technology, maybe only the solar technology, and later do an add-on of wind technology. Or you get, depending to the place, to the application, to the budget, you can get two technologies in one time. This means wind and solar. And later, if you want to extend your application in fuel cell, you can integrate later fuel cell. Mean this, you can have it complete of fuel cell, solar, wind, or you can have it only of solar, only of wind, or only of solar and wind. As you, this very modular system. This is focusing on learning. It is, I will say, more than basic, but not very high advanced. It is for vocational school, training centers to learn which component you need, how you can manage the efficiency of each technology, how you can combine two energies for running the fuel cell example. And in this case, it is also integrated in electrolyzer. It's integrated in the system that we will deliver with. And the fuel cell we need MHS bottles of fuel. This is very small, 10 liter. It will be also delivered of it. I found this one, it's easier to work as the fuel cell trainer, the HEL, the Hybrid Energy Lab, and the New Energy Lab. The combination to have this, for example, student of second semester or 3 semester to learn or to touch the different technologies, and then to, I will give somebody, and then to go through other systems depending to the, it is a school, it is vocational school, it is university or college, depending also the program that you have. You can extend them of HEL, of real, or FCT of real industrial component, or to have the mix of different levels. You will see in our website, maybe this one, and you will see, what it is, can I get it? Unfortunately, not yet. So the Hybrid Energy Lab is a car that we developed more years ago. Now it is in redesign. I thought here redesign, therefore it isn't ready now but it will come maybe next year. But we have an alternative, the FCAT, mean fuel cell if they are necessary. The fuel cell of 30-watt fuel cell car of the test bench, and maybe I can show you it of test bench, and also with electrolytes, the same electrolytes as the RET. This means we have in the program electrical vehicle based of 30-watt fuel cell. If you need, there are a possibility to get it from us. I will want to go through to get back to the Hybrid Energy Lab system that we spoke, and I said it is possible to have separately also components in case you want to do your own system. I want that you see really, maybe we can see this, how it's work. Maybe we can this one. How it's looks. As the New Energy Lab and the Hybrid Energy Lab system, they are every time two possibilities to work or to work also parallel. You have a touch screen, internal touch screen that you can use it directly. It is a software with API, as I said, or you can use it via an all-in-one PC that you will deliver with the system. Means you can work also in remote with this, in different places. Only have one person that running before, and then it have to be, it could be run in every place you are in different laboratory or at home from a remote. We propose also services. Remote means if you have any questions or you need more details or information about an application or experiment, my colleague, Thomas, for example, or other can per remote flow you and explain to you and do also training if you want. It is all free after getting it. There are also possibility to come to Berlin and to visit us to see the system on place and to do some experiment on place. I invite you all to come if possible, and then you can have the possibility to see the maximum of how the whole possibilities that are that are proposed the system. I will now try to show you the systems in real situation, not as picture. Yes, and I will try now. Maybe. Do you see what do you see now my desk and the systems?
No, we don't see now.
Okay. Now I will. But now, yes.
No.
No.
I don't see.
You don't see.
Now I see your screen, but no desk.
Only my screen.
Yes.
Habe ich etwas Trainingssport? Die Kamera ist an.
Ma nije, kako? Čekaj,
Ja.
bravo. Evo, je to isto?
Okay.
Je to i to isto?
So, jetzt ist Cherry. Was to? Bist du? Dann.
Dobro. Ajmo stavili mat.
Dies ein.
Genau, und jetzt müssen Sie wieder sehen, oder?
Okay, I will say, because I wanted that you see really the system, therefore I'm trying to switch from the PowerPoint explication or presentation. Okay, you cannot see it. This is ours.
Nadia,
Yeah.
can I say a few words before you manage everything?
Yes, of course.
Maybe you will be. S obzirom da Nadija i gospodin